At this time, then I will call Potter County cause numbers 98181E in the interest of Kason Kirby Williams. Also cause number 100704D in the interest of Colton Williams. Okay, we are here in each case for our adversary hearings in this matter. Just for the record, it appears Ms. Williams was personally served on February 23rd of 2026. I'm not showing the status of service on Mr. Parton or Mr. Candelaria. I know that the department has had some contact with them. I'll find out a little bit more about that here in just a minute. But neither one of those gentlemen are present. So we are conducting this case through Zoom under a finding of good cause and agreement of the parties. We're live streaming on YouTube, and Ms. Galvan's making our record. Okay, we'll go ahead and take announcements, and then I want to talk about service on Mr. Parton and Mr. Candelaria.
Melinda Powell for the department. We are present, ready to proceed.
Vince Nowak on behalf of Keisha Williams, and we are both present and ready, Judge.
Stacy Zavala on behalf of the boys.
All right, thank you. Okay, Ms. Powell, I'm pulling up in Odyssey. Let's see what I see.
I don't show service on either one of them, Judge.
Okay. The affidavit at least reflected that we had had some contact with each father, and I believe they had declined to be placement for in Colton's case. Mr. Candelaria is an alleged father. I showed that he was contacted, but he could not pass, or excuse me, no, that I showed that they were both kind of absent and could not take the children. So I might need a little clarification by absent. Does that mean we had no contact with them, or does that mean they declined to assist?
And that would probably be a Mr. Off question. And I'm pulling the petition. We did not have an address for Mr. Parton. We have that Mr. Candelaria lives in Louisville, Texas. And so I'm trying to look and see if we issued citation and we just haven't got back.
I'll tell you what I'd like to do, and I know this is taken out of order, but just on this narrow subject, I'd like to swear Mr. Off in and just find out, just very basically if he's had contact and what that was. So, Mr. Off, if you would please raise your right hand. You solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you'll give on this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
I do.
All right, sir. Okay. Mr. Oth, if you would just tell me, did you have any contact with Mr. Parton?
No, ma'am.
Were you able to locate him?
We attempted to locate him and have a mailing address to send him the appropriate paperwork from our department. But to my knowledge, we did not have contact with him.
All right. Have you had any further involvement in trying to find him?
I have not.
Was the mother able to give you any information about his whereabouts?
She was not.
Okay, but you asked about that.
Yes, I did.
Do you have any information about any of his family?
No, ma'am.
Have you checked like Facebook and that kind of stuff?
I have not. I believe that the department ran an internal report to gather information about his recent addresses, phone numbers, and we're not able to contact him.
Like an accurate search type thing?
That's it. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And Judge, before you move on in regards to Mr. Candelaria, just to let the court know, Mr. Oth has taken another job, and so he was very involved in this removal, so he is here. But we may also want to follow up with Miss Allen in regards to the same questions.
Okay. All right. Okay, then Mr. Oth, same questions really with respect to Mr. Candelaria. If you can just tell me.
Sure. Same process for Mr. Candelaria. We were not able to contact him. We ran an accurate report to gather most recent addresses and phone numbers. And to my knowledge, have not heard or had any contact with him.
Okay. All right, sir. I appreciate it. So, let me just find out real quickly then. I'm sorry, did you say Ms. Allen?
Miss Allen, Judge.
Ms. Allen, if you'll raise your right hand, do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you'll give on this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay, same thing, Ms. Allen, just specific only as to this issue about location of fathers. Have you had any further contact or located either father?
No, Your Honor, I continue to search for phone numbers and addresses, and we have not had any contact with either father.
Judge, I did just get a message from Kim that they were provided, I guess, the address for Mr. Parton that they had in their system. And while they have not had contact with Mr. Parton, our office has issued citation to him. And then in regards to Mr. Candelaria, they did issue citation to that out of town address, and that hasn't been returned.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, then. All right, then, we're gonna go ahead and switch gears. So you both are under oath at this point, but, we're gonna, I think, proceed in a little different order, at least what sounded like in our, excuse me, in our bench conference. So, Ms. Powell, who's your first, or who's your next witness really gonna be?
Officer Joshua Newland.
Okay. Officer Newland, if you will please unmute and raise your right hand for me, sir. You solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you'll give today will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, sir, do you prefer to be addressed as just Officer Newland or your rank, or what's your preference?
Officer Newland is fine, thank you.
Okay, all right. Officer Newland it is. All right, Ms. Powell, you may proceed.
Thank you, Judge. Officer Newland, would you please state your name?
Joshua David Newland.
And Officer Newland, how are you currently employed?
I am employed at the AISD Police Department.
Okay, and I just want to confirm you're okay with being called Officer Newland?
Yes, that's fine.
Okay, now if you have a rank that you'd prefer for me to use, I can certainly do that too.
Officer works great, thank you.
Okay, so Officer Newland, what are your regular duties with the Amarillo ISD Police Department?
I'm assigned to the North PD cluster. I've got 3 elementary schools: Eastridge Elementary, Mesa Verde, and Forest Hills. I do patrol functions, security checks, and interact with the kids. Also do home visits. Obviously work with CPS on some of those things, offer security to staff members for home visits and those kind of things.
Okay, and you said that you are assigned to Eastridge Elementary?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Were you assigned to Eastridge Elementary on February? Let me look at my dates here. On February 17th of 2026.
Yes, I was.
And is that a regular assignment that you have?
Yes, ma'am. I make it to the school numerous times during the day.
Okay, and are you familiar with the kids at the school?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and are you make sure I get the right kid. Are you familiar with the child by the name of Colton Williams?
Yes.
Okay, wanted to make sure I had the oldest child there. And have you had in part of your duties, how have you interacted with Colton Williams?
I've interacted with him at the school, and I make frequent visits into his special classroom where he's at. See him on a regular basis. I wouldn't say daily, but at least during the week, multiple times.
Okay. And have you come to learn who Colton's mother is?
Yes.
And who is Colton's mother?
I believe it's Kesha Williams or Keisha.
Okay.
Spelling.
And you said that you also do home visits, is that correct?
That is correct. Yes, ma'am.
And have you engaged in home visits in regards to this family?
Yes, I believe 9 of them, if I'm correct.
And why do you do that?
It works in a couple capacities. One is for the school staff, just for safety to assist, expedite them going to doors for their needs and attendance issues. In this case, concerns on health, welfare checks would probably be the easiest way to say it in a whole, is the welfare of the children.
Okay, so would it be fair to say that, during these 9 home visits that you have had interaction with the mother, Kesha Williams?
Yes.
Now, when you were on duty on February 17th, did you have the opportunity to have an interaction with Miss Williams?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you notice anything different about Miss Williams on that date?
Yes. Do you want me to explain?
Absolutely, please.
Okay. So I was actually sitting in the parking lot prior to going into the school, and I recognized her vehicle pull up. She was not driving, but was dropped off at the side door, and she walked actually directly in front of my patrol unit down the long sidewalk that leads up to the front entrance to the school. I immediately noticed that she was not acting in her normal fashion. She's jerking head movements, arm movements, pulling at her shirt, rubbing her hair back, adjusting everything. I immediately knew that that was not her normal state. So quickly entered the school after her to kind of follow up on the condition that I was observing.
Now, when you went to go check on her, did you have a discussion with her?
Yes, ma'am. When I first walked into the school, there's an entryway, and she was behind the door in the clear glass. So I actually stopped to observe further because I was concerned with what I was observing with her walking up to the school. Again, noticed that she was not acting her normal self, which was consistent with my previous encounters with her. The same jerking motions of her head, darting eyes, looking around, fidgeting, pulling. At that point, I saw staff members coming down the hallway, and they got my attention, and was immediately addressed by them that they had recognized that there was a problem also.
Did you attempt to engage in conversation with Miss Williams?
Yes, ma'am.
Had you had previous conversations with Miss Williams?
Yes, many conversations.
Was this conversation different than what you had previously experienced with her?
Absolutely, yes, ma'am.
How was it different?
So normal conversation is normal in the fact that you can look at her, make eye contact. She's actually normally slow in body movements and vocal tones and her speech patterns. In this instance, everything was rapid, jerky, disconnected, and hard to focus to engage with her. So much so that I actually directed her to the other room and confronted her on what I was observing. And I specifically said, "This is not your normal behavior."
Were the things that she was discussing with you making any sense?
No, I would definitely say we were lacking connection on normal rational thought process. One thing that definitely stood out to me concerning when trying to evaluate what her mental condition was she made statements about having an ex-husband or boyfriend that was in prison that was currently hiring people to, quote, let me find it, attack her with electrical magnetic forces. She further explained this was the reason for skin rashes and irritations on her arms and chest. Also explained it as a reason for her children having diarrhea. And it is the reason why certain outlets in her home were not functioning.
Now, when she made those statements to you, did that raise concerns about her mental health to you?
Absolutely.
Okay. And again, was that quite different than your other conversations that you had had?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you continue trying to engage with Miss Williams at that time?
Yes, ma'am. We actually directed her to a quieter spot where we could try to communicate and sort through whatever this disconnect was in conversation. Tried to talk through it. Nothing she's saying was making any rational sense. We covered possible alcohol use, confronted her on the possibility of narcotic substances, which she denied.
Now, Officer Newland, how long have you been a law enforcement officer?
I believe approximately 18 years.
Okay. Have you had the opportunity to come into contact with intoxicated individuals previously?
Yes, ma'am, absolutely.
Would you say that was often or a few times?
Very often. I worked in a specialized narcotics unit.
Okay. Now, was this interaction different, would you say, than a typical interaction with just a merely intoxicated person?
Absolutely, yes. Yes,
Okay.
it's go ahead.
No, go ahead. Finish your statement. I'm sorry.
No, I was just going to say, absolutely not normal at all to have statements that remove yourself from reality or project things that are not real or electrical magnetic. These conversations are definitely removed from what alcohol normally provides for indicators.
As you had your conversations with Miss Williams that day, were you aware that Miss Williams also had a younger child?
Yes, ma'am.
And based on your interactions that day, would you have had serious concerns for either children to remain in her care?
Absolutely.
Okay. I pass the witness.
Okay, Mr. Nowak?
Judge, I have recently served discovery on the department, and I'd like to have that discovery back before I cross-examine Mr. Newland, if that's okay with the court. If need be, I'll bring him back under subpoena at a later hearing, but at this point, I don't have any questions for this witness.
And Vince, I haven't seen that discovery. I'll have to get with Kim to.
It was yesterday. You've got 30 days to answer it, but I'd be more comfortable cross-examining the witness once I had a little bit more access to information, Judge.
I understand. Here's the problem. We've got to have this hearing. We have to hold this adversary hearing with us, within a certain time frame in 30 days.
I got you. Let me go ahead. Let me go ahead and ask
the scope of that. So, but I hear what you're requesting, but I'm not sure time will permit us to do that.
Let me go ahead and ask a few questions, if I may.
Certainly.
Officer Newland, you had mainly interaction with Colton as opposed to Cation, correct?
That is correct.
Okay. And on the date that you're speaking of, did you observe any bruises on Colton?
Yes.
And where were those bruises? And what? Tell me what you saw.
I wouldn't say I'd specifically be able to articulate where they're at in my memory. I didn't do an articulated report. It was passed off to CPS, so there's not a report for me to refer to. I do recall seeing some bruises, and that was not uncommon to see Colton with bruises. It was actually a regular occurrence to have bruises and marks on him. But if I was to describe them, I couldn't describe them in detail accurately for you.
But those bruises have been caused just by boys roughhousing, the way boys do.
Yes.
Tell me about Colton's appearance, his clothes. Was he wearing clean clothes?
I don't recall his clothes on that time. I could refer to previous incidents on what normal condition I see him in. I don't recall what he was wearing on that day.
Okay. So you're not here to tell the court that on that day that we've been discussing that Colton was dressed inappropriately.
Restate the question, please.
Sure. On that day that we're talking about, you can't tell the judge that on that day Colton's clothes were soiled or dirty, correct?
No, sir.
Okay. And you can't tell the judge the nature of the bruises, and as far as you know, they were caused by boys roughhousing, correct?
Yes, sir.
And on that day, your testimony, sir, is that Keisha was acting out of normal.
That is correct.
Okay. So let's talk about when she acts normal. Does she appear to you to be a mom that cares about Colton?
Yes.
Okay. And his well-being?
I don't know that that's a yes or no answer on that's a hard one to categorize into a single yes or no.
Sure. And I've never laid eyes on.
Define care for your children.
Sure.
That's a broad spectrum there.
I have not yet had the pleasure of meeting Colton. Does he appear well fed?
I would say no.
Okay. Why would you say that?
He's always very skinny, ribs protruding. If you go to pick him up, you can usually feel his bones, ribs, sternal notch. Yeah, he's usually what I would look at and say he definitely is underweight most of the times when I see him. But that's a relative term. But from my perspective, I would say, yeah, he's underweight. Okay.
Judge, I think for purposes of the adversary, that's all the questions I have. And when we get further along in the case, I would likely call Officer Newland, I apologize, back. But at this point for this witness, that's all I have, Judge.
Okay, all right. Ms. Zavala.
Officer Newland, you've stated that you've done about 9 home visits to Miss Williams' home.
I pulled my dispatch report just to show, and I believe it shows that I've been to that address 9 times.
Is that normal to visit a child's home that many times?
Absolutely not.
And over what time period are those 9 visits?
Let me check the dates on here. So it looks like the last one where I was at the home visit would have been February 2nd of this year. And then it looks like November 12th of 25 last year.
Those are the most recent ones?
Those are the most recent ones. Yeah, and I feel like I've been was there prior to. I'd have to look back at some school records to see if maybe another officer signed out, but this was just the ones that I had initiated a sign out for that address.
What types of reasons would you have visited the home for?
So I have been there for general welfare checks, which are typical when a child doesn't have normal attendance, when they've been missing for a certain amount of time. When the guardian cannot be contacted, we found that it is important that we can contact and know where the kids are at. It's not our main function, but I see it as an additional service that I get to offer to try to make sure that these kids are safe. So welfare, there was a time where I've actually returned him home from school because he was so ill that actually the nurse had to go with me to return him back to his home, his residence. Also had, I don't know where the date is on it, but a 911 call that came through Amarillo PD from a bus driver that had stated that they had seen him at the door, but or through the window, but he wasn't coming out to be picked up. I don't have the details on that. I was told by another officer there that it was relayed that he was screaming at the door or making noise at the glass, and then he was gone, disappeared. On that home visit, I was knocked on the door, attempted to contact Keisha and got no answer. Our concern was that at that point, usually the boys are very rambunctious, run around. If you open the door, they dart out. They're boys and they're climbing around. Also with the autism or his behavior, he moves and climbs and gets on everything. This morning, while he had already been seen at the door, it was whisper quiet. We didn't hear a sound out of the residence at all. Couldn't see a curtain move, not a single sound, and it's a very small residence. So we spent a significant time knocking on the door because at that point it was a welfare safety concern. Had 2 other officers that were there. Don't remember what their names were at this time. Eventually, after a long period of time of us forcefully banging on the door and knocking on windows, Keisha finally yelled at us and said, "It's too early for this shit." And at that time, we were at least able to say, okay, we saw the child. We heard a voice from an adult. We don't have legal grounds to make access. But that was when I believe ended up speaking. I believe it was Robert or that had come out. with CPS to assist with that.
You had-
But I have also attended the home, but in the school setting, yes, welfare checks, medical concerns, people who are concerned about the welfare of the kids.
You had described Colton as being very skinny with ribs protruding. Have you ever observed him doing anything different in terms of food?
Explain that for what I mean by different in terms of food.
Well, have you ever seen him eating?
I would say I have not observed him eating. No.
Okay. Have you ever observed him trying to locate food somewhere in the school?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
I guess I wouldn't be around for those occasions during meal times or where he's in during those times. So.
Okay. Those are all the questions I have at this time.
All right. Ms. Powell, further questions for Officer Newland?
Not for Officer Newland, Judge.
Okay, Mr. Nowak, did you have any further questions for him?
No, Judge.
All right, and Ms. Zabala, anything further?
No, Your Honor.
All right, Officer Newland, I appreciate your time this afternoon. Counsel, any objection if he's free to go ahead and go on about his day's business?
No objection.
No objection.
All right, Officer Newland, I understand, I mean, you could be subject to recall at some point in time, but for now, you're free to go. All right, I'm at this time, I'm on the court's own motion. I want to recess this proceeding and appoint Ms. Williams. Additionally, in addition to Mr. Novak, I want to appoint a guardian ad litem to also represent her. I am concerned about some things that I've heard already, and I don't want to get any deeper into this. So, so that the guardian ad litem has the benefit of listening to the testimony and questioning witnesses. So, I do want to stop for the day and appoint a guardian ad litem to Ms. Williams. Ms. Williams, Mr. Novak can explain that to you a little better, but I'm hearing, I'm hearing some testimony that gives me some concerns if you were having a mental health crisis that day and or on other days, but particularly on the day in question. And so a guardian ad litem's role is to, also be there for you and advocate for you. But it's a little bit different role. And so I think that might be helpful to you in this case and in defending your case. Ms. Katie, can you tell me who's next up on that list?
Lorraine Lucero, Judge.
Okay. So Ms. Lucero is an attorney who practices regularly in this court. She's very well versed in these kind of cases, so we will give her your contact information and vice versa. Has your email or any information changed, Ms. Williams? Can you unmute for me? I'm going to send you, there you go.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, sorry about that. My lawyer has my email.
Okay.
Yeah.
That probably that my coordinator did when you filled out some paperwork, but we'll make sure, but none of that has changed recently. Is that right?
Correct.
Okay. All right. So we'll get her in touch with her. Counsel, we've got such a busy schedule this next month. We're looking at possibly resuming this on Monday, November 9th. I know that's not one of our normal docket days. That would be probably at 1:30, something like that.
Judge, did you say November, Judge?
No, I did say November, March 9th.
Okay, thank God.
I'm so sorry. I don't know where that came from. Okay, Monday, March 9th at 1. Is that a date? That's normally Judge Graham's one of his busy days, so I want to make sure we're not stomping all over that. Mr. Novak, do you have anything or with him? And we'll need to verify, of course, with Ms. Lucero as well.
I'm showing on the 9th, I've got a status and a bench trial in Judge Graham's court. And I don't have the docket set, so I'm not sure exactly what time of day they are.
Okay,
We normally get the docket about a week in advance, so
yeah, let's.
should have it soon. I can call Brittany when we're finished here and ask her what the time is going to look like on that date.
I'm just looking to see.
He doesn't have any time set yet. I already looked.
Yeah,
And
the 10th is just not good at all for us. That we've got so much going on, and I'm looking, Miss Katie, on the 11th. Well, it won't be me. That's right. I'm out.
Judge, we have a mediation set on the 11th.
Yeah, and it won't be me. And now that I've started this, I don't want to kick it to a visiting judge, so that's not going to work. The other, I don't know about Friday the 6th, this coming Friday. It's not a lot of time for Ms. Lucero, but just kind of trying to get a heads up in case the 9th doesn't work.
And I have a whole bunch of witnesses. I just want to make sure that they would be available on the.
Yeah.
I see head shaking. I think I'm okay.
On the 9th at 1. Okay, I guess Mr. Nowak, if you can check and see, or kind of what it looks like, that looks like for you all.
Let me see if I can get her on the phone. I just talked to her an hour ago. Maybe she can let me know.
Okay. Everybody good to just hang with us here for just a minute? See if we can't get this sorted out real quickly and go ahead and let everybody know.
Yes, ma'am.
1 o'clock Monday will work. March 9th at 1 o'clock will work.
Okay. And it looked like Ms. Lucero is also involved in that case, so hopefully that will also work for her.
Perfect.
Okay, we'll have to confirm that, but if everyone else will just plan then to reconvene this on Monday, March 9th, 1 o'clock, and you'll get a new Zoom link.
No, we won't. It's the same Zoom link, Judge. Y'all have the Zoom link set up until like June.
Yes, Judge, we changed it at the first of the year.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna have to get used to rephrasing that. Okay. Same Zoom link. My apologies. Okay. So, I really appreciate everybody's time today. Thank you so much. And, everybody will be free to go. Ms. Williams will get this information to you and to Ms. Lucero, and we'll try to get you all in contact as soon as we can. All right. I appreciate it. Thank you all. Everybody's free to go.
Thank you, Judge. And Keisha, I will be in touch. Thank you, Judge.
Thank y'all. Interest of Avery Havens. We are here today for our final in this case. We are actually resuming this final from January 29th of 2026. The case was called at that time. Some brief testimony was taken and it was recessed to reconvene to today's date.
Big Snowak, on behalf of Stephen Havens, he won't be joining us today, Judge, but I did meet with him last week in Plainview to get the relinquishment signed and notarized and witnessed. Thank you.
And that has been filed with the court, Judge.
Stacy Zabala on behalf of Avery.
Okay, thank y'all very much. Mr. Nowak, thank you for making the trip to accomplish that. Appreciate it.
I hadn't had an all-subs burrito in ages. It was worth the trip, Judge.
Well, they are world famous.
They're good. It's good stuff.
Okay, be sure and submit me your mileage and everything on that time.
Yes, Judge.
Okay. Not your burrito, I'm sorry. County won't pay for that, but
I forgot my wallet, so Jace actually paid for it. Sure, but he writes his own paychecks every Friday, so I'm sure he put that in there.
yeah, well, but he needs an expense account.
There you go.
Okay, then I believe Ms. Bailey was on the stand. Is that correct?
Yes, Judge.
Okay, Ms. Bailey, consider yourself still under oath because I am. All right, Ms. Powell, you may proceed.
Thank you, Judge. Miss Bailey, would you please restate your name?
Amy Bailey.
And Miss Bailey, how are you currently employed?
I'm an investigator with the Department of Family and Protective Services.
And are you familiar with the case involving the child Avery Havens?
Yes, ma'am.
And how are you familiar with that case?
I was the investigator assigned to the case.
Okay. And was this case initially assigned as an alternative response case?
Yes, it was.
And what does that mean?
That is where we call the parents and schedule a time to meet with them and the children in the home, as well as any of their support system, to sit down and address, talk about what is going on in the home and see if there's some way that we can help, provide resources and that kind of thing.
Okay, so would it be fair to say that it's really a first step in trying to prevent a removal?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And did you initially address this case in that idea of you're going to go in, try to give help and not remove?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and when did you receive the case?
December 31st, 2024.
Okay, and at that time, who did you make contact with?
I attempted to make contact with Catherine Havens.
Okay, and who is Catherine Havens?
She is Avery's mother.
Okay, and were you able to initially make contact with Miss Havens?
No, I was not.
Okay, and what date was that you tried to make contact?
That was on December 31st, 2024.
Okay, and did you then try to make further attempts to contact Miss Havens?
Yes, I did.
Did you try to contact her on January 2nd?
Yes.
Were you able to do that?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Did you make contact with family members on January 2nd?
I did.
Who did you make contact with?
With Avery's grandparents, Mr. and Mrs. Havens.
Okay, and did you also make contact with Avery on that date?
Yes, I did.
And who was Avery with on that date?
She was with her paternal grandparents, Mr. and Mrs. Havens.
Okay, and following the contact with Avery, how long had Avery been with the grandparents?
She had been there, I believe, 3 days prior to that.
Okay, and did you continue trying to reach out to Catherine Havens?
Yes, I did.
And when did you finally make contact with Catherine Havens?
On January 3rd at Randall County Jail.
Okay. And do you know why she was at Randall County Jail?
I do not.
Okay. During while you were working the case, did you look up Miss Haven's criminal history?
Yes, I did.
Were there other arrests other than her being at Randall County?
Yes, ma'am.
And were there arrests out of Potter County?
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, I'd ask to enter exhibits 2 and 3 into evidence at this time. They are certified court documents out of Potter County.
Just for the record, do you mind stating what type of certified documents, Melinda?
Oh, they're certified court records. There's a indictment for burglary of a habitation, which occurred on January 1st, 2025, and there's an order of deferred adjudication.
Okay, no objection.
No objection.
No objection.
All right, petitioners exhibits 2 and 3 will be admitted.
Now, Miss Bailey, did you discuss the allegations with Miss Havens
Yes, I did.
when on the date you finally met with her?
Yes, ma'am.
And what did Miss Havens tell you in regards to the allegations?
She stated that she had a very high water bill due to a leak that the landlord was not repairing. And so she was unable to pay that bill. She talked about her husband being incarcerated due to drug use, and that if he was not able to get clean and sober, she had planned to leave him.
Did she discuss anything in regards to drug allegations?
She denied drug use, said that she went to the methadone clinic every day except for Sunday to receive treatment.
Okay. Now, do you know when she got out of the Randall County Detention Center?
I believe, I don't know the exact date, but it was within a few days.
Okay. And did you request that Miss Havens drug screen upon being released from the detention center?
Yes, I did.
Did she drug screen for you?
Not initially, not
Okay.
when requested.
Okay.
Sorry, it cut out and I missed the last of her sentence.
Not initially.
Now, did you also request to have home visits with Miss Havens upon her being released?
Yes,
And did she allow you to have a home visit?
not initially. She wouldn't allow me into the home.
Okay. And I want to cover some specific dates. On January 7th, did you request the drug screen?
Yes,
Did she drug screen?
no.
And did she provide an explanation why she was not going to drug screen?
That day, I don't recall the exact reason on that day.
Okay. Did you offer to provide transportation?
Yes,
Okay. When was the next time that you asked Miss Havens to provide a drug screen?
on January 8th.
And did she provide a drug screen on January 8th?
No, ma'am.
Okay. And when was the next time that you asked her to drug screen?
January 13th.
Did she provide a drug screen on January 13th?
She submitted to a urinalysis, but not a hair strand.
Okay. And why were you asking for both a urinalysis and a hair strand?
Because the hair strand goes back further than a urinalysis.
Okay. And did you receive results for those drug screens?
I did for the UA.
Okay. Were you concerned by those results?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you have any discussions with Miss Havens in regards to those results?
Yes, I did.
What did she tell you?
She denied using. I requested to set up a family team meeting to discuss the the concerns with having Avery in her home, and she would not agree to having a family team meeting.
Okay. At what point did the department determine that that this child needed to be removed from the care of Miss Havens?
After she kept postponing the family team meeting, I believe it was around January 24th, 2025, that we requested to remove Avery.
And was that also after you got back the drug screen results?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, would it be fair to say that you initially went into this case trying to find an alternative to removal?
Yes, ma'am.
And would it be fair to say that at some point in time, it became evident that you were not going to be able to prevent the removal?
Yes, ma'am.
And at that time, did you seek removal from the court?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I pass the witness.
All right, Mr. Barfield.
Ma'am, when is the last time you had contact with Miss Havens?
It was January 30th.
And what was the context of that contact?
I met with her at Potter County Jail for her to fill out removal paperwork.
Okay.
Let me clarify what year, January 30th.
What year?
Sorry, 2025.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Judge. And what happened in that meeting?
She filled out paperwork and specified where she would like Avery to be placed at that time.
And where was that?
With Mr. and Mrs. Havens, her in-laws.
Okay, and did that occur?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, since that time, you have had no further contact with my client. Is that correct?
No, sir, I have not.
Okay. And you don't know where my client is today, or she hasn't contacted you for the purposes of this hearing?
No, sir.
Okay, I'll pass the witness, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Nowak.
No questions. Thank you, Judge.
Okay, and Ms. Zavala.
No questions.
Okay,
Judge, just briefly, I do have a follow-up.
all right, go ahead.
Miss Bailey, just for the record, the termination in this case was filed on January 29th of 2025. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, pass witness.
Okay, anybody else have any further questions?
No, ma'am.
All right, then. Anybody have any objection to Ms. Bailey being released?
No objection.
No objection.
No objection.
No objection.
All right, Ms. Bailey, thank you so much for appearing again. We really appreciate you. I hope you have a good rest of your day.
Thank you. You too.
Okay. All right, Ms. Powell, you can call your next witness.
Petitioner calls Tucker Ivy.
All right, Mr. Ivy. Raise your right hand for me. You solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you'll give today will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
I do.
Okay. You may proceed.
Thank you, Judge. Mr. Ivy, would you please state your name?
Tucker Ivy.
And Mr. Ivy, how are you currently employed?
I'm a permanency specialist through St. Francis.
And are you familiar with the case involving the child Avery Havens?
Yes, ma'am.
And how are you familiar with that case?
I'm the caseworker for Avery.
Okay, and we'll take care of the easy part here first. Is Avery's father Stephen Havens?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And did Mr. Havens execute an affidavit of voluntary relinquishment?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you had the opportunity to review that relinquishment?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Was it signed by Mr. Havens?
Yes, ma'am.
Was it notarized?
Yes, ma'am.
And were there two witnesses?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And did you sign as consent for the department to be named to be designated the managing conservator of the child Avery Havens?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Was that filed with the court on February 27th of 2026?
Yes, ma'am.
I'd ask the court to take judicial notice of father's affidavit of voluntary relinquishment.
Any objection, counsel?
No objection.
No, Judge.
All right, I will take judicial notice of Mr. Haven's voluntary affidavit of relinquishment of parental rights that has been fully executed, witnessed and notarized, consented to by the department, and filed with court.
Thank you, Judge. Mr. Ivy, are you asking the court today to terminate the parental rights of Stephen Havens as to the child Avery Havens based upon the affidavit of voluntary relinquishment?
Yes, ma'am.
Is St. Francis waiving the other grounds that are pled in regards to the father?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you believe that termination of parental rights is in the best interest of this child?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, in regards to the mother, Catherine Havens, are you familiar with the mother, Catherine Havens?
Yes, ma'am.
And once St. Francis receives a case, what is the steps that you take in regards to working a case?
We meet with the parents, we give them a family plan, and then help them through their services in order to rehabilitate or learn from their mistakes
And
until we feel safe enough to put the kids back with them.
thank you. Sorry, I interrupted you.
Sorry.
And was a service plan developed for Catherine Havens in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And have you had the opportunity to review the exhibits I sent out last week?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And were you able to review Exhibit 1?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you recognize that document?
Yes, ma'am.
Was it a fair and accurate copy of the document?
Yes, ma'am.
And had it appeared to be altered in any way?
No, ma'am.
I'd ask to enter Exhibit 1 into evidence at this time.
No objection.
No objection.
All right, petitioner's Exhibit 1 will be admitted.
Thank you, Judge. Mr. Ivy, what is Exhibit 1 there?
It's the family plan of service.
Okay, and you've already testified as to why they're developed, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And in review of that document, does it appear that Ms. Havens did sign and acknowledge receipt of this document?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Were you ever able to discuss the document with Ms. Havens?
Yes, ma'am. When I saw her in jail, I was able to actually give her another copy with my number on it.
Okay, and did she express an understanding as to what she needed to do?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, did Ms. Havens work any of her services in the service plan?
No, ma'am.
And now you said she was in jail. Do you know if she is currently in jail?
No, ma'am.
And do you know approximately how much time she spent in jail during the course of the case?
I believe, no, ma'am, not exactly. I believe she was in there for roughly 6 months.
Okay. But in the 6 months she was not incarcerated, did she attempt to engage in any services?
No, ma'am.
When you met with her at the detention center, why was she there? Do you know?
I believe it was a probation violation.
Okay. And were you able to review her criminal history when you took the case?
Yes, ma'am. But
And go ahead, I'm sorry.
sorry, it was a while ago. I did talk to her probation officer recently.
Okay. At some point in time, was Ms. Havens arrested for possession of a controlled substance?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I'd ask to enter exhibits 4, 5, and 6 at this time, which are certified copies of court documents. Brooks, exhibit 6 is, I'm going to go backwards here. Exhibit 6 is an indictment for possession of a controlled substance, namely fentanyl, that occurred on or about the 28th day of February 2025. Exhibit 5 is an order of deferred adjudication. And then exhibit 4 is a motion to proceed with adjudication.
No objection.
No objection.
No objection.
All right, petitioners 4, 5, and 6 will be admitted.
And Mr. Ivy, based upon the date in the exhibit, was Avery Havens in care at the time mother was arrested for the possession charge?
Yes, ma'am.
were you ever able to discuss that arrest with Miss Havens?
Yes, ma'am.
And what did she tell you in regards to that arrest?
She said that she was going to go to rehab and that she wanted to do everything she could in order to get Avery back.
Okay, so at some point in time, did Miss Havens admit to you that she had a drug problem?
Yes, ma'am, while she was incarcerated.
Okay, and after she was released from incarceration, did Miss Havens ever go to rehab?
No, ma'am.
When was the last time you had contact with Miss Havens?
She texted me on January 9th.
And what was the content of that text?
She said she went to Synacor. I said, can you send me proof and can we meet next week? And she said yes to both. And then I called her probation officer, and her probation officer said that she hadn't gone to Synacor. And so I texted her, have you spoke with your probation officer? And then I've called and texted since, and I haven't got a reply.
Okay. At this time, would you have concerns with Avery being returned to the care of Miss Havens?
Yes, ma'am.
Why would you have concerns?
She hasn't shown any kind of stability or completed any services.
Okay. Do you know where Miss Havens is currently residing?
No, ma'am.
Have you attempted to determine where she's residing?
Yes, ma'am.
And what have you done to attempt to determine where she lives?
We've done diligent searches, and I went to random addresses where she could possibly be. I've contacted her mother and her sister. They don't know where she's at either. And I've called and texted her on the cell phone she's contacted me through.
And did she ever provide any information as to where she was living?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Now, where is Avery currently placed?
With her grandparents, Stephen and Renee.
And is that maternal or paternal grandparents?
Paternal.
Do you have the opportunity to see Avery in the home?
Yes, ma'am.
And how is Avery doing in the home with the grandparents?
Amazing. She loves them and they love her.
Okay. Are they able to meet all of Avery's needs?
Yes, ma'am.
And are the grandparents interested in adoption should the court terminate parental rights?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and is that how St. Francis would plan on proceeding if termination is granted?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Is Miss Havens able to meet the needs of Avery at this time?
No, ma'am.
Okay, and is that based upon the information that you've already testified to?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Are you asking the court today to terminate the parental rights of Catherine Havens as to the child Avery Havens?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you asking that the department be named the permanent managing conservator of this child?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you believe those requests are in the best interest of the child?
Yes, ma'am.
I pass the witness.
All right, Ms. Powell, and the department is proceeding on precisely which grounds?
Your Honor, we would ask to proceed on D, E, and I'm gonna have to look at the petition as I am not. Well,
The new N?
Probably yes,
From-
sorry, Judge, I have.
No, it's okay. Just from the testimony, I'm guessing the new N ground. Not that it's new, it's just renumbered.
The new N and the failure to complete drug treatment with whatever that number is nowadays.
Okay.
That's
the O.
That is the new O, yes.
And is the department waiving all other grounds at this time? Other than those four?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. All right,
Sorry,
you
I
still
pulled out
pass.
my family code. I apologize.
It's okay. I know everybody's having to get used to the new numbering. Do you still pass the witness, or does that raise any other questions?
Let me ask let me reopen, just ask a few questions.
All right, go ahead.
Mr. Avery, has Miss Havens had any contact with Avery since the child was removed?
I believe they had contact early in the case, but not since I've been a part of it.
Okay, and how long have you been a part of the case?
Since June.
Okay, and had you attempted to set up any type of visitation since June?
No, ma'am, I haven't had the chance. She was incarcerated when I started the case, and then she was out of contact as soon as she got out of our incarceration, and I haven't been able to contact her.
Okay, so would it be fair to say that this child has not had any significant contact with the mother?
No, yes, ma'am.
Okay, I pass witness.
Okay, Mr. Barfield.
Just for clarification of the record, you have had no contact with Miss Havens since June of 2025?
No, she texted me on January 15th, but then later or the next day I texted her back and I've called her and she hasn't answered and the phone number's not working.
Okay. And the last contact she had with the child was June of 2025. Is that correct?
I believe it was before then,
Okay.
before incarceration.
Okay. And do you recall when she was released from incarceration?
The exact date, no, but I want to say it was September.
Okay. And I'm not looking for an exact date. So she would have been out of jail or to be able to exercise her ability to contact you and or try to schedule a visit with Avery.
Yes, ma'am.
Did
Yes,
she do so?
No, sir.
And you previously testified, I don't want to rehash your testimony, but you previously testified that you made efforts as late as January 2026 to try to get her back into the fold. Would that be a fair statement?
Yes, sir.
And your efforts went without any response?
Yes, sir.
And she hasn't contacted you via letter, email, giving you no new phone numbers or anything of that nature?
No, sir.
Okay. Do you feel that she has basically constructively abandoned contacting Avery?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Is there anything at this juncture that you could do as the caseworker to help her mitigate the circumstances necessitating removal?
No, sir.
And I assume you believe it's in the best interest of Avery that she be allowed to be adopted by her grandparents.
Yes, sir.
Is that because you believe that Avery needs stability?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. And do you think you've exhausted prior to this hearing every means to make contact with Miss Havens at your disposal?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. I'll pass the witness.
Okay, Mr. Nowak.
Briefly, thank you, Judge. Hey, Tucker, Avery and Stephen, who's fixing to be terminated, have regular phone visits, correct?
Yes, sir.
And I think sometimes they might even Zoom or Skype, however they figure it out from the Form B unit. And would you agree with me that Avery has become accustomed to those visits and looks forward to those visits?
Yes, sir.
And those are supervised by Stephen's parents, correct?
Yes, sir.
In your opinion, would it be helpful to continue those visits going forward with the understanding that, number one, he's going to be terminated. Number two, it looks like he's getting out in November of this year. Would those visits help the child going forward?
Yes, sir.
And they'd be in the child's best interest, correct?
Yes, sir.
Tucker, thank you so much. Judge, I'll pass the witness.
Okay, and Mr. Novak, your client is, I assume, is acutely aware that there's not a post-termination type arrangement, that it's solely at the discretion. If I terminate, it would be solely at the discretion of the managing conservator of the child.
We had a long discussion about termination versus possessory, and he completely understands it, Judge. And I've also talked to Steve and Renee, the grandparents. I have complete faith in them that they'll make sure that nothing happens that is not in Avery's best interest.
All right, sir. Okay. All right, Mrs. Zavala, any questions?
Your Honor, other counsel has now covered everything that I was going to ask about, so no questions.
Okay. All right, then. Any further questions for Mr. Ivy by anybody?
No further questions, Your Honor, and I have no additional witnesses. I would rest.
Okay, Ms. Powell, just to clarify, are you also waiving any other grounds that have been pled against Mr. Havens other than the K grounds?
Yes, Your Honor, I did ask that.
Okay, all right. Sorry, I missed it. Okay.
Aye.
All right, Mr. Barfield.
I have no witnesses. I rest.
Mr. Nowak.
Rest, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Zavala, you have a recommendation or, well, do you have any witnesses to call first? Sorry.
No witnesses, I rest.
All right, you have recommendation.
Yes, Your Honor. I've been able to meet with Avery throughout this case, both at her grandparents' home and at school. She's doing amazingly well. And I do believe it's in her best interest that her father's rights be terminated based solely on the relinquishment submitted today. And that mother's rights be terminated in accordance with the evidence that was presented today. I believe she's in a very safe, loving, protective home, and I look forward to the time when she can be adopted.
All right, I appreciate it very much, and thank you to all counsel for your representation of the parents in this case. Okay, then I do find by clear and convincing evidence that termination of the mother, Catherine Havens' rights to the child, Avery Havens, is in the best interest of the child pursuant to Texas Family Code 161.001B2 and under Texas Family Code 161.001 subsection B1, the D, E, N, and O grounds. Find that the department has waived all of the grounds that were pled in the petition. All right. I find by clear and convincing evidence that termination of Stephen Havens' rights to the child, Avery Havens, is in the best interest of the child pursuant to Texas Family Code 161.001 subsection B2 and pursuant to his voluntary affidavit of relinquishment of parental rights under Texas Family Code 161.001 subsection B1K. Also that the department has waived all other grounds that were pled in the petition. I do find that the department has used reasonable efforts to reunify the child and the parents. And in spite of that reasonable effort, that's not been possible. I will name the department as permanent managing conservator of the child, and I'll continue the child's current placement with paternal grandparents. At this time, I'll dismiss all court-appointed attorneys after the de novo and appellate time frame expires, with the exception of Ms. Zavala, who will remain as the child's attorney and guardian ad litem. Counsel, I will admonish you as always, please do not file a notice of appeal prior to a final order being signed and adopted by the referring court in this case. All right, thank you all very much again. Sorry about our being behind today, but you are all free to go unless you're involved in anything else that's on our docket today. In the interest of Izzy Lucero, we are here today for a final. We are conducting this through Zoom. We're live streaming. And Ms. Galvan is making our record for us today. Okay, we'll go ahead and take announcements.
Melinda Powell for the Texas Department of Family and Protective Services. We are present, ready to proceed.
Meredith Graff appearing for Samantha Cortez. I do not believe she will be present. I'm ready to proceed. Thank you.
Stacy Zavala on behalf of Izzy.
All right, thank you. Okay, I do not have anyone in my waiting room at this time, so Ms. Cortez Mr. Hammonds needs to announce. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry. Yeah, Judge T.D. Hammonds for the father, Ricky Lucero. I've not had any contact with him since the last hearing. The phone number that I have for him has been disconnected or changed, and he has not contacted me. So I'm ready to proceed.
All right, thank you. So neither Ms. Cortez nor Mr. Lucero Jr. are in my waiting room. If they come in, obviously I will admit them. All right. Mr. Walker, are you handling this one or Ms. Powell?
I'm doing it, Judge.
Okay. All right, Ms. Powell, who's our first witness today?
Petitioner calls Malia Evans.
Okay, Ms. Evans, if you will, please. Do you have video? Great. All right, if you raise your right hand, you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you'll give on trial today will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
I do, yes.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Judge.
You may proceed.
Miss Evans, please state your name.
My name is Malia Evans.
Miss Evans, how are you currently employed?
I am employed by the Department of Family and Protective Services.
And are you familiar with the case involving the child Izzy Lucero?
Yes.
And how are you familiar with that case?
I was the investigator assigned.
Okay. And when did the department become involved with this child?
May 5, 2025.
Okay. And where did you make contact with the family?
At the hospital.
Okay. Which hospital?
I believe it was BSA.
Okay. And where was Izzy at the time you made contact?
She was in the NICU.
Okay. And when you say NICU, that's the neonatal intensive care unit, is that correct?
Yes, correct.
Okay. And why was she in the NICU?
She was transferred from a hospital in New Mexico due to issues, I believe, with her breathing. She was also positive for methamphetamines at birth.
Okay. And you said New Mexico, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I missed the new part. So
yeah. Okay.
Now, at the time you made when you made contact on May 5th, did you also make contact with the mother of the child?
Yes.
And who is the mother of the child?
Samantha Cortez.
Okay. And did you discuss with Miss Cortez the reason you were there?
Yes.
And did you discuss drug use with Miss Cortez on that date?
Yes, I did.
What did Miss Cortez tell you about her last drug use?
She said that she had just used methamphetamines on the day she delivered.
Okay. So this child was born on May 3rd, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. And Miss Cortez admitted to using methamphetamine on May 3rd, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Prior to going to the hospital, did you look at Miss Cortez's history?
Yes.
And did Miss Cortez have any other children?
She did, yes.
Did she have any of those children in her care?
No.
Okay. Now, were you able to make contact, or who is the father of the child?
Father is Ricky Lucero.
Were you able to make contact with Mr. Lucero at the hospital?
Yes, he was there as well.
Okay. And did you discuss with Mr. Lucero the allegations?
Yes.
What did Mr. Lucero tell you?
He stated he was not aware that she had used that day.
Okay. Now, did you continue to visit with the family at the hospital?
Yes.
And at some point in time, were you unable to visit with Mr. Lucero any longer at the hospital?
I believe at some point he was asked to leave the hospital.
Okay. And what is your understanding as to why he was not allowed at the hospital?
He was, I guess, argumentative and sort of violent towards the staff.
Okay. Did you have problems with Mr. Lucero in regards to his behavior towards you?
No, I did not.
Okay. Did the mother make any statements regarding Mr. Lucero's conduct towards her?
I believe that it was discussed that there had been some domestic violence in the past.
Okay. Did you make a determination that it would not be safe for Miss Cortez to take the child with her?
Correct.
And what was that based on?
based on her methamphetamine use.
Okay, and did you make a determination that it was not safe for Mr. Lucero or for Mr. Lucero to have the child?
Yes,
And what was that based upon?
also his methamphetamine use.
Okay. And when you say his methamphetamine use, what information did you have in regards to his drug use?
There was history of methamphetamine use, as well as he did submit to a drug screen, hair follicle, and was positive.
Okay. And did Ms. Cortez and Mr. Lucero reside together?
Yes.
Did you make attempts to prevent the necessity for removal?
I did ask for them to provide possible individuals to supervise, but it was determined that that was not going to be an option.
Okay. And as previously stated, Miss Cortez's other children were not in her care either. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. And based upon Miss Cortez's history, did that make it difficult to find alternatives for removal?
Correct.
Okay. And based upon your review of Miss Cortez's history, did it appear that she had a long history of drug use?
Yes.
Okay. Now, after the removal, did you continue to have contact with either one of the parents?
I did have some contact with them, yes.
Okay, and what was the basis of that contact?
I spoke with them and went over the paperwork regarding the removal, and had a couple conversations, at least one other conversation with Mr. Lucero after that.
Okay. And after the removal, after the temporary hearing, did you have any other contact with either parent?
No.
Okay. I pass the witness.
All right. Ms. Graff? Okay, we lost her video. Well, she appears to still be connected, but. Okay, Ms. Graff, we aren't hearing you or seeing you. And her video had looked a little choppy, so she might be having internet trouble. I'll tell you what, till we know we've got good contact with her. Well, let's just wait. I was going to go ahead and let Mr. Hammonds ask questions, but we'll wait.
Your Honor, I have no questions for the witness.
Okay. All right. Glad we've got you now.
Good.
All right, Mr. Hammonds.
Ma'am, when you interviewed Ricky Lucero initially and got his contact information, did you have any other contact with him after that?
Yes, I believe so.
I mean, did he indicate to you he wanted to work services?
He was a little, when I spoke with him originally, he was a little resistant to the department's involvement, but he did end up obviously submitting to the drug screen, and yes, he did want to do whatever he could to get his child back.
But then beyond that, you've heard nothing from him?
No.
I have nothing further, Judge.
Okay. Ms. Zavala.
I have no questions, Your Honor.
All right. Ms. Powell, anything further of this witness?
Nothing further of this witness, Your Honor.
Okay. who's your next witness?
Petitioner calls Tucker Ivy.
Okay, let me ask real quickly, is Ms. Evans free to go? Anybody object to that?
No objection.
I have no objection. Judge, can I have
No
just,
objection.
can I have just a minute to release my doctor from my, the 1:30 adversary hearing, just so she
Yes,
does.
certainly.
Okay.
Okay, everybody just stand by for just a minute.
Okay, Judge, I apologize. I just wanted to make sure I got that.
All right. All right, we're gonna call Mr. Ivy.
Tucker Ivy, yes, Judge.
All right, Mr. Ivy, solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you'll give on trial today will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
I do.
Okay. All right, you may go ahead.
Thank you, Judge. Mr. Ivy, please state your name.
Tucker Ivy.
And Mr. Ivy, how are you currently employed?
I'm a permanency specialist through St. Francis.
Okay, are you familiar with the case involving the child Izzy Lucero?
Yes, ma'am.
And how are you familiar with the case?
I'm the caseworker for Izzy.
Okay, now once a case comes to St. Francis, what steps does St. Francis take in working a case?
We meet with the parents and implement a family plan of service where they can work services and work to improve themselves in order to become a place where we can return their child safely.
And was a service plan developed in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
And actually were 2 service plans developed in this case.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Did you have the opportunity to review the exhibits I sent out last week?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have the opportunity to review both exhibits 1 and 2?
Yes, ma'am.
Were you familiar with the contents?
Yes, ma'am.
Were they fair and accurate copies?
Yes, ma'am.
And had they been altered in any way?
No, ma'am.
I'd ask to enter exhibits 1 and 2 into evidence at this time.
Any
No
objection?
No objection, Judge.
All right, petitioners.
No objection.
Okay. Ms. Zavala, I didn't hear you, but
Sorry, I think I spoke over you. No objection.
all right, petitioners exhibit 1 and 2 will be admitted.
Thank you, Judge. Mr. Ivy, what is exhibit 1?
The family plan of service for Ricky Lucero.
Would you pull that up and look at that one, please?
Oh, sorry, Samantha Cortez. I'm flipped.
Okay, so exhibit 1 is for Samantha Cortez, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and then what is exhibit 2?
For Ricky Lucero.
Okay, and did mother sign her service plan?
Yes, ma'am.
And did Mr. Lucero sign his service plan?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now let's talk about Mr. Lucero. Has Mr. Lucero ever raised any issues in regards to paternity with you?
No, ma'am.
And what has Mr. Lucero told you in regards to whether he's this child's parent?
He says he's the father.
Okay. So he has never questioned paternity. That's correct.
No, ma'am.
Okay, and he did sign the service plan in which he said he was dad and that he was going to work services. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, at any point in time, has he requested any type of paternity testing?
No, no, ma'am.
Okay, and although we did do a search of the paternity registry and nobody registered, he's never questioned anything.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, are you going to ask the court today to adjudicate Mr. Lucero as the father of the child, Izzy Lucero?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now,
Ms. Powell, let me interrupt you. I showed that I adjudicated him already at the adversary hearing.
Okay, I didn't pull that, Judge. I apologize.
You might have Kim pull it, just make sure, but that's what I show in my notes and docket entry.
I have that note as well, Judge.
Okay, well then I apologize. I didn't pull that temporary order, Judge.
It's okay.
I will move on. Now, Mr. Ivy, have you had the opportunity to ever discuss the service plan with the mother, Samantha Cortez?
Yes, ma'am.
Did she express an understanding of what was going to be required of her?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, in your review of, did you review Ms. Cortez's history?
Yes, ma'am.
And in review of the history, did you determine that she had had other CPS cases?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you ever have any discussions with Ms. Cortez regarding those cases?
Yes, ma'am.
Did she indicate that she was supposed to work services for those cases?
Yes, ma'am.
In your discussion with Ms. Cortez, did she seem to understand what was being asked of her?
Yes, ma'am.
To your knowledge, has Ms. Cortez completed any of the services requested of her to complete?
No, ma'am.
Have you, when was the last time you had contact with Ms. Cortez?
In August.
Did you ask Ms. Cortez to drug screen up through August?
Yes, ma'am.
Did she ever submit to any of those drug screens?
No, ma'am.
Would it have been important for her to submit to the drug screens?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you have conversations with Ms. Cortez regarding drug use up through August?
Yes, ma'am.
Did she ever admit to drug use?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Did you, up through August, did you have conversations with Ms. Cortez regarding the necessity to work services?
Yes, ma'am.
Did she continue to acknowledge that she needed to do so?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you attempt to assist her in engaging in services?
Yes, ma'am.
What attempts did you make to assist her?
We had a parent support worker that would try and contact with them or make contact with them and meet with them once a week in order to just help them through their family plan for 3 months.
And during that 3 months, did she ever engage in services?
No, ma'am.
Since August, have you attempted to make contact with Ms. Cortez?
Yes, ma'am.
How often have you attempted to make contact with her?
3 times a month.
And how do you attempt that contact?
We'd go to their residence and knock on the door. And I could hear the TV playing inside, but no one would ever answer. I would call and text the numbers that I would have, but it's rare when I would get a number and then within a week it would be disconnected.
Okay. Has Ms. Cortez maintained any significant contact with Izzy?
No,
ma'am. And you've already testified to it, but has Ms. Cortez maintained any significant contact with you?
No, ma'am.
At this point in time, is Ms. Cortez able to provide a safe place for Izzy?
No, ma'am.
Are you asking the court today to terminate the parental rights of Samantha Cortez as to the child Izzy Lucero?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, in regards to Mr. Lucero, did you have the opportunity to discuss the service plan with Mr. Lucero?
Yes, ma'am.
Did Mr. Lucero express an understanding of the service plan?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you review Mr. Lucero's CPS history?
Yes, ma'am.
Did it appear that he had previous CPS cases?
Yes, ma'am.
And were those cases with Ms. Cortez?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Did you, in going over the services with Mr. Lucero, did you attempt to engage with Mr. Lucero to assist him with the services?
Yes, ma'am.
And what attempts were made to assist him with the services?
He was also provided with a parent support worker that would meet with him once a week for 3 months and no contact was made.
Okay. When was the last contact you had with Ricky Lucero?
August as well.
Okay, and have you attempted to contact him since August?
Yes, ma'am.
How often did you attempt to contact him?
3 times a month.
And how did you attempt those contacts?
We'd go to their residence and I would attempt to call on numbers I've had for them.
Okay, and to your knowledge, are they residing together?
No, ma'am. I couldn't tell you if they're living together or not. I do believe he got arrested in, I think after our last court hearing, he got arrested for being around Samantha. So I don't know if they're still together.
Okay, were you able to make contact with Mr. Lucero at the jail?
No, ma'am. He was released shortly after being arrested.
Okay, at this time, has Mr. Lucero engaged in any services whatsoever?
No, ma'am.
Have either parent submitted any drug screens whatsoever past the first drug screen?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Have either parent made any attempts to your knowledge to mitigate the reasons for removal?
No, ma'am.
Now, where is Izzy currently placed?
She's placed with Jessica McMeans in a foster home.
Okay,
And John McMeans.
say that again, I'm sorry.
She's placed in with Jessica and John McMeans in a foster home with her younger brother.
Okay, and how is she doing in that home?
Amazing.
Okay. Do you have the opportunity to see Izzy in the home?
Yes, ma'am.
How often?
Once a month.
And do you have any concerns with the care that Izzy is receiving?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Is the foster placement able to meet all of Izzy's needs?
Yes, ma'am.
And are they interested in adoption?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and has Izzy been in the home since the very beginning of this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Well, she was moved there in July, I believe, July 1st. So
Okay.
very early in the case.
And why was she moved after removal?
She was placed in a foster home, and then they ended up finding the McMeans, who is a kinship home. And so they placed her with her brother in the kinship home.
Okay. And you said that she's placed with a younger brother?
Yes, ma'am. Well, she has technically two brothers in the home, but one of them's a biological brother.
Okay.
Or an older brother, sorry, not younger.
Okay, she's placed with an older brother.
Yes. Sorry.
Okay. I was confused. And the intention is to move forward with an adoption with the current placement?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Are you asking the court today to terminate the parental rights of Samantha Cortez as to the child Izzy Lucero?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you asking the court today to terminate the parental rights of Ricky Lucero Jr. as to the child Izzy Lucero?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you asking that the department be named the permanent managing conservator of the child?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you believe those requests are in the best interest of this child?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I pass the witness.
All right, Ms. Croft.
Your Honor, I have no questions for the witness.
Mr. Hammonds.
Mr. Tucker, when you went by to visit with Ricky, was it in a residence up in Dumas? Is that where he had landed?
That his mom is in Dumas, but when I went there, he wasn't there. I do know when he was arrested at his house on here in Amarillo.
I mean, did you actually have a conversation with his mom in Dumas?
I've talked to her on the phone, but no, when I went up there in person, there was no one there. But he's not allowed to be there because he has a son that lives there. And
okay.
Yeah, his I think he's not allowed to have contact with his son. And so I don't think he's allowed to be there.
Did she give you the address then in Amarillo? Or?
Yeah, yes, sir. We have the address for his residence.
Okay. And had you ever gone there and attempted to locate him?
Yes, sir. That's the place where I could hear the TV
no,
playing inside, but no one would answer the door.
Okay. And he has shown no interest by contacting you?
Yes, sir.
I have nothing further, Judge.
Okay, Ms. Zabala?
Mr. Ivy, during this case, has the main address for St. Francis changed at any point?
No, ma'am.
Has the contact number at St. Francis changed at any point?
No, ma'am.
Has your personal, not personal, but work cell phone, has that changed at any point?
No, ma'am.
And they've never tried to contact you at any of those places?
No.
I pass the witness.
Okay, Ms. Powell, anything further of this witness?
No, Your Honor. And I have no further witnesses. I rest.
Okay. All right. Ms. Graff, anything to present today?
No, Your Honor, I have not had contact with my client since shortly after I was appointed in July. We had an appointment to meet and that was canceled by the client, and then shortly after that, the number became disconnected and I was not able to locate her.
All right. Do you rest?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Okay, Mr. Hammonds, anything to present?
No, Judge. Rest.
All right, thank you. All right, Ms. Zavala, do you have a recommendation?
Yes, Your Honor. As you've heard, Izzy is placed with her biological older brother. She is doing very well, has been there since July, is thriving there, and if they get the opportunity, the home would love to adopt her. I do believe it's in Izzy's best interest for the parental rights for both mom and dad to be terminated at this time based on the evidence presented.
All right. Thank you very much. Okay, everybody close?
Close.
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 Okay, then at this time, I do find by clear and convincing evidence that termination of parental rights between the mother, Samantha Cortez, and the child, Izzy Lucero, is in the best interest of the child pursuant to Texas Family Code 161001, subsection B2, and also per Texas Family Code 161001, subsection B1, the D, E, and the N grounds. Did we lose Ms. Graff? Yeah, we did. Let's see if we get her logged back in. Ms. Graff, if you want to try turning your video off, you're certainly welcome to, but we've got you now. I don't know exactly where we dropped you, but I have recited the grounds of termination on your client as D, E, and N grounds in best interest of the child. All right, then I find by clear and convincing evidence that termination of parental rights between the father, Ricky Lucero Jr., and the child, Izzy Lucero, is in the best interest of the child under 161001, subsection B2, and also pursuant to Texas Family Code 161001, B1, the D, E, and N grounds. I do find the department has used reasonable efforts to reunify the family. And in spite of those efforts, that is not possible. I will name the department as permanent managing conservator of the child and continue the child's current placement with the kinship home. I will dismiss all court-appointed attorneys after the de novo and appellate timeframes expire, with the exception of Ms. Zavala, who will remain as the child's attorney and guardian ad litem. Counsel, as always, do not file your notice of appeal until after a final order is signed and adopted by the referring court if you are asked to do so. Okay, I appreciate everybody. Thank you, attorneys, for your representation of the parents in this case. For those of you still in the case, I'll see you back for the first review hearing on May 28th of 2026 on a 9 o'clock docket. All right, I appreciate y'all. We do have an afternoon docket. I'm going to leave this feed up, but we did have the first case on the docket. The Botella case has been continued by agreement of all parties and approved by the court. So we do have until 2 o'clock, which we will take up the Williams cases at 2 o'clock.
Okay,
Thank you, Your
Judge,
Honor.
will you, Keisha Hendricks with St. Francis will be joining to take notes on the advisories at 2 o'clock.
Okay, I'll be sure and let her in.
Thank you.
Okay, everybody else is free to go. If y'all need to log out and log back in, that's fine. We'll look for you in the waiting room.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
Uh-huh.
Thank you, Judge. Sorry, I didn't pull that temporary order and look to see that you had adjudicated.
It's
him.
okay. It's okay. It's just we always try to put that into our stuff, and I glanced up and I'd seen he was adjudicated, and then I went back and looked at my docket entries, and so no problem. No problem.
Just real quick, do we have a review hearing date for Avery Haven's case?
Yes, I'm sorry. I think I forgot to announce it. It's the same date, I think. No, hang on. No, it's April 16th.
Okay, thank
I'm
you.
so sorry, Mr. Ivy. I apologize. April 16th, 2026 at 9. And I'll remind Ms. Zavala of that whenever she logs back in, because I did not announce that. All right. Thank y'all. I'll see some of you in a bit.
Bye.
Hope you feel better.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tucker.
Got lots of sick people right now, it seems like.
Yeah, okay, I'm just gonna shut my screen off here until, I think 2.